go by personality, but Hibachiano, chef, full time, full lifetime. I'm from Miami, Florida.
My name is Milleni. I make music. I'm a businessman, entrepreneur, and from Miami. And you know what I'm saying? I'm just trying to set the world on fire in a good way, you feel me?
Nah, you're doing it. You're doing
Yeah,
it, bro.
appreciate that. No, for sure.
What led me to my passion was, my childhood basically was kind of, a bumpy road. But, I come from a siblings where my grandma had 12 kids. So my uncle, the youngest uncle of mine, he's like 3 years older than me. So I was pretty much in that bunch. But growing up, it was challenges. I figure everybody has their challenges growing up. But what inspired me to do what I do, my first passion, to be honest, was like music. My uncle, rest in peace, Bizzle. He used to be
R.I.P. Bizzle, yeah.
He an icon out here in
Legend.
Miami. So for those of y'all that don't know, Bizzle is lip biting animal, lip biting. That's Bizzle. So we grew up in the same house, and I always was inspired by seeing him do his music. Whatever he did, pretty much inspired me because that's how I grew up.
No, facts. Yeah, I never got to meet Bizzle, bro, but I know a lot about him just from what I've heard in the streets. The dude is just a real legend, a Miami legend, very well respected. You know what I mean? So that right there is iconic. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That you even got to be around that. That's a blessing.
Absolutely.
What was that? Yeah. So, all right, the music shit. I've been listening to hip hop my whole life. My mom was like bumping 50 Cent, Eminem when I was in a car seat type shit. You know what I'm saying? So it's like I've been listening to that shit my whole life. And basically, what really got me into hip hop, like to rap, was I got locked up when I was like 16, 15 or something like that. And I was locked up for like 3 years. And I just used to watch, when they let you out of your cell, they would have ciphers. And I would just sit there and I'd watch people, you know what I mean? Like, there'd be like 6 of them in a circle, and they all just spazzing and rapping. And
So you used to always be a part of that, anything that has to do with music.
well, yeah, but I was in the background. No, when I was locked up, though, I was in the background. I'm just watching these motherfuckers. I was so fascinated by it. And I was like, I want to do that. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And then I'm watching them. And, this is the big thing, too. So the whole time I'm watching this, so I can freestyle like this. So the whole time I'm watching them, I think these guys are freestyling. Like, I'm thinking they make it up as they go along because they're not reading anything.
Right.
I don't know that these guys are like rappers on the outside, you know what I'm saying? And they got written raps, you know what I'm saying? They memorize raps, you know what I'm saying? So they're using their written memorized shit. So I watched them, bro, for months. And then one day I just like, fuck it. And I just jumped in and started spazzing on them. And I copied all their flows.
Right.
But like, and then like mixed it up and did every one of them flows and made it my own type shit. And then when I almost got in a fight with this Crip named Joseph Taz. Shout out my boy Joseph, you know what I'm saying? I almost got in a fight with this motherfucker because he's like, yo, when you write that? I was like, I didn't write that shit. I just made it up. He's like, man, stop lying on me. I'm Crip. I'm 4th Ave. You got me fucked up. I'm like, man, what the fuck you talking about? I didn't write that shit. On my mama, I didn't write that shit. What's up? You know what I mean? And I stood my ground. I'm about to fight this motherfucker. You feel me? He's like, we just went to ourselves. And we was cool the next day type shit. But that's just that situation. Motherfuckers be hating type shit.
Of course.
But yeah, that's how I got started with this. You know what I'm saying? Because I figured out right then and there. I'm like, oh, I'm actually kind of nice at this. You know what I mean? And then I still didn't do it. I still would only rap when I was drunk. You know what I mean? You feel me? That's how I started. Freestyling when I'm drunk, you know what I'm saying? That's how this shit started.
All right, so I started cooking, it's been like 10 years now. Back in 2012, 2011, I was cooking in Wynwood. I did my first kitchen job in Wynwood. And I was actually a dishwasher. I wasn't even no cook. I didn't even go to culinary arts. I just said, fuck it, I'm gonna wash dishes. And then one day the chef, I had a chef there that trained me on everything. Even though he had crazy, but I'm gonna give his ass a shout out because, he opened that door for me. So Chef Steven Acosta, he the one that took his time to train me. But goddamn, I was cooking, washing dishes, prepping, I was doing the whole kitchen. I was like, damn, But, throughout that was a learning experience for me to gain my skills up. And then from there, I took off. I went from making fucking 9 to 18, 25, and then it just went up from there.
Hell yeah.
So, I've been cooking like for 10 years. I actually gained a passion. It took a while to gain the passion of cooking, but it's just something I love to do to make my money. You know what I'm saying? You got to do something you love to do to make money. So I decided to cook.
Hey, I want to say something too about that too. So look, I could be testament to this shit. You know what I'm saying? Me and bro is not always okay. You know what I'm saying? Motherfuckers used to be really fucked up out here. You know what I'm saying? Like, I mean,
I ain't get it,
struggle brothers.
Yeah,
you know
absolutely.
what I'm saying? So with that being said, bro, if motherfucker hating on my brother right here, that's why I be liable to beat your ass, bro. Because you ain't gonna hate on my brother, man. Because on some real shit, they don't know what this shit took. You know what I'm saying, bro? Bro in a room type shit, a little ass room at that. Bro in there cutting up. Bro must have cut up like how many onions? Like 300 onions or some shit.
Oh yeah, hell yeah.
He's
like
getting ready to do a cater. He's getting ready to cook for 400 people. He's cutting all these onions. I ain't even think none of it. I'm in the room chilling, trying to roll a blunt and shit. Next thing you know, my eyes start burning. I'm talking about, like, I've cut onions before, but he cut so many. There was so many onions in the air, bro.
What?
My eyes were on fire, and they didn't stop burning for like an hour or two, bro. And I'm just sitting there like, bro, what the fuck? You do this every day?
Bro, every day.
How the fuck is wrong with you? And he's like, bro, this is part of it. You get used to it.
Yeah,
and then that made me think, like, damn, bro, like, this motherfucker actually suffers so he can do this shit to make some money. You know what I'm saying? And because he's passionate about it, that's why he does this. If he wasn't passionate, he wouldn't be able to do that.
Nah.
You know
I don't think I would have done that shit, to be honest with you. But it's just something besides music, because, you got to have an outlet. If something don't go the right, the way you want it or how you predict it, sometimes you just got to have that extension on that outlet to make some currency and come back to it. Shit, it maybe didn't work that time, but you always come back if you got time,
Nah, facts.
Shit, I met him through my little brother, actually.
Rakeem, shout out to little bro Rakeem. That's my little brother too, man.
My little brother, man. I met him through my little brother. My little brother knew him in BHN. Shout out to BHN.
And shout out BH.
That's what connected all the
Bullethead.
Yeah. So, hey, so shout out to BHN, man. Because it was a small world, man. Because I met him with my brother. We probably met the first time. And then I seen him again at the spot, Wynwood. And then we just chopped it up from there. Since then, we just been cool, man. We just been real tight. We've been family.
100%. So. Hey, man. Hey, big shout out to BHN, man. Fuck that.
BHN, man.
That boy right there, he a comedian. He funny, but he's a difficult person to deal with sometimes. You know what I'm saying? But shout out to that boy, man. I actually, you know what I'm saying, would not be where I'm at right now if it wouldn't have been for that boy right there. He taught me how to engineer. He taught me how to record. He taught me how to make beats. He taught me to do everything. I didn't really get with the beat program, you know what I'm saying? I didn't really like it that much, but that boy gave me, it's like this, you know what I'm saying? I can go fish for you, you feel me? If you're hungry, I know how to fish. I can go fish because I know how to do it, you know what I'm saying? Right. You don't know how to do it, you know what I mean? But I could do it today, right? Give you the fish, let you go home and eat. Tomorrow, you still don't know how to eat. You're gonna come back tomorrow and be like, yo, can you give me another fish? And me, I'm a good person. Okay, I'm gonna do it. Get you another fish. But eventually, I'm gonna be like, motherfucker, you need to get a pole and learn how to fish. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm over here fishing and I'm putting in the work and then you're eating them. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So basically, that's what I got with him because he was recording all my shit. You know what I mean? He never charged me, ever. He recorded all. We made a lot of music. We made music videos, and then he just like it's like that. You know what I'm saying? He taught me how to fish. Like,
right.
Showed me how to do that shit, and then I didn't understand how important it was that time. I just learned how to do it because I wanted to record more music and I wanted to work more. I like to work. I'm a hard worker with this shit. Like,
right.
So that was my intention with it. And then you fast forward. Shout out DJ Funk. He's my partner right now with the studio we in right now. You feel me?
Right. Hey,
but it's
shout
like
out to DJ Funk.
One day Funk called me, bro, when I was in a rut. You know what I'm saying? Back in them days we talking about, like I didn't even know how I was paying my rent or none of that shit. You feel me? I was like down. And Funk called me like, hey, bro, don't you know how to engineer? I was like, yeah, I know how to engineer. He's like, bro, emergency. I got a job for you if you come right now. Dropped what I was doing, I got in an Uber, didn't even have a car at the moment. Right. Got in an Uber, went to the damn studio, did the session, I did such a good job that people were like, yo, hey, fuck that kid. You don't work anywhere else, right? I was like, nah, I don't work anywhere. He's like, you work here now. This is your studio. You're our head engineer. Bow. You know what I'm saying? Next thing you know, now I'm making money, you feel me? And it's it just all built from there. And the relationships I got from that situation led to the next situation, which led to this, which led to that, which where we at, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
So shout out where you at too, you know what I mean? It's all a circle of love type shit, you know what I mean? You gotta keep that shit in motion.
Keep your face clean type shit.
Yeah, for sure.
The missteps I learned from was spending too much time on something that I didn't know that was gonna keep me in a cycle. Well, basically, it's not for everybody, but for me, like, let's say, for instance, if I'm spending so much money on something that's not giving me money, I'm spending so much time, so much money, so much effort, so much dedication, that by the time I look back, I'm like, damn, that's 8 years just went by. I didn't even get my license. My license was suspended for 9 years, just chasing a dream. You know what I'm saying? But it's not giving back. So if I would have knew, like, damn, let me get this cake first and build a little asset to make money, generate money, you know what I'm saying? I could be able to push my dreams and my career further than when it was in the past. Because back then it was kind of easy to make it, you know what I'm saying? It was all based on talent. It wasn't based off decision. Mm-hmm. Now it's just based off decision.
It's based off money now.
You know what I'm saying? Right. Based off the money. So the more money you got, the more you could pop and get to this, this whole idea of having that dream and stuff like that. But spending your money on that one particular thing, getting nothing out of it, you're just gonna keep going in that cycle. So I feel like I wish I could have told my younger version, my younger self, like, damn, hey, put this on the side for a little bit. Build this little, generational wealth type shit. Get your finances up, get your credit up. Get you a car, get you a crib, get something under your name, and then work on your little passion and your dream. You feel me? So I wish I would have known that back then.
Hell yeah. And touching on what he just said with that, I agree everything. I wish I could do the same shit for myself because I can relate. But if I could go back and tell my younger self something, I would really tell him, to focus, like he said, figure out a way to get some money. Because I was the same way. I was broke for so long because I was so talented at this shit, and everybody's telling me every day. You know what I'm saying? Way back in the day, before I even got really good. You're gonna blow, bro. You got the image, you got this, you got that, bam, 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 you're gonna blow.
It's just that we didn't know the value of freedom. We thought freedom was just being here and, living in the house and doing all the regular shit, but we ain't know freedom, like financially freedom, to be able to travel, to be able to spend more time with families or loved ones, or spend more time in everything you invest in. Because 9 times out of 10, we dedicate our lives and time to a 9 to 5. And with that 9 to 5, we just basically it's changing money for our time. So basically half of your time is already gone. You don't have time for yourself. So by the time you look back, you're still saving money or trying to, especially with the inflation that's going on now. But I don't know. I just feel like if you could fight for freedom, if I could tell my younger self, yo, find freedom, I probably would have been confused at then. But then again, I would have been like, damn, what do you mean by that? Freedom, boy, financial freedom. Freedom to go here to there, travel here and there. If I could wake up tomorrow and be like, man, I'm going to New York tomorrow. Let me get a ticket right now.
Facts.
Freedom.
Hey, another thing I wanted to say about the last question he asked is, if I could go back, I would also tell myself how important teamwork is, and to let some of that pride go, because for a long time I had so much pride issues. Like, with me, it was just like I didn't even want anybody to help me because I didn't want anybody to say they helped me. You know what I mean? And it's like, with this music shit, it's always, like we said earlier, it's this money thing. So
Absolutely.
people with money, they already got their shit figured out. So it's not really do or die with them if you make it. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
You really got to find someone who's right at your level, that's willing to work as hard as you, who's willing to start with you. Because he's the one that's do or die now. You know what I'm saying? Like, I put all my life into this. If this don't work, I'm fucked. You know what I'm saying? That's the people you need on your team. Absolutely. You don't need the rich motherfucker he's got 3 mansions and this and that. And that's what I was dealing with. I was dealing with rich people who they looking at me just a little bit of extra money when it happens. You know what I'm saying? If it happens.
And that little extra money they think is big money for you. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah. Real shit.
Crazy. Man, I feel like nowadays a lot of things self-taught. You know, like especially like because when you come up with these ideas and stuff like that, people will never see your vision. They will never know what the hell you're talking about. They'll agree with it just to keep you going with the conversation, but you know, at the end of the day, genuinely in their mind, they will never understand your vision. So I don't think, you know, in order for me to feel like a lesson had been taught, I feel like I taught myself a lesson because I had to take that risk in order for me to know what's right and wrong. So, you know, I feel like it's a self-taught thing. You know, don't be scared, man. Just take that sacrifice. You take that sacrifice, you're gonna learn through the journey.
Risk. Yeah.
You're gonna learn through the process. You know, that's self-taught.
It's that leap of faith.
That leap of faith. There you go.
Faith, yeah.
You jump in the studio, you want to record yourself. You got to learn them Pro Tools. You got to learn the basic of it just to kind of get yourself at least recorded. You get what I'm saying? So I feel like, you know, sometimes a lot of free game ain't given out here. You know, especially if you got potential to be somebody big. You know, not a lot of people give you that free game and be like, here's a lesson, bro. You know, but I feel like I learned my own lesson throughout the process. You know, every sacrifice I made, because if I didn't listen to myself, I wouldn't learn no lesson.
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying? I wouldn't take those risks, because a lot of people always will look at the negative side first before they see the outcome and what it can be or what it could be. You know what I'm saying? So I feel like my lesson throughout my career was more self-taught. You know, even with music, ain't nobody coming to your shows like that. Not everybody coming to your shows. And they'll let us smoke with you and drink with you, but they won't.
Party, yeah.
You know, they won't take that money that they smoke with and drink with into your career. So I just wanted to touch base on that shit. That's self-taught, man. You just kept doing it, stay consistent.
Yeah, man. That's like one of my mottos is the 4 L's. You know what I'm saying? It's live life and learn lessons, because that's the only way to get progression. You know what I'm saying? Absolutely. Like he just said, take that leap of faith. You got to take losses to learn. That's the best way to learn something, is through experience. And sometimes you got to learn it the hard way so you can actually understand it.
Right.
But it's like remember we had I don't know if we were in my crib, we were on the phone. We had a conversation the other day. Me and him always having. This is my brother, though. All we have is intellectual conversations about business, about life, about progression. You know what I'm saying? Positivity, just how we can better each other type shit. That's all we talk about. That's why, you know what I mean? Right. Those are people you need around yourself, too. You need people that you can communicate with on that level, that frequency. You know what I'm saying? Where it's not just, oh, bro, let's go hang out. You got some bitches? Oh, you got some weed? You got
some uplifting shit, man.
Yeah, you feel me? Like, don't worry about that shit. Look, what I was saying is, though, is that thing we was talking about is like with Steve Harvey, that video I showed you with Steve Harvey. Yeah. He's talking about, like, don't tell your dreams to small-minded people. Yeah. Because they're gonna shoot you down. They're gonna say that you can't do it because they don't believe. They're projecting their insecurities onto you. You know what I mean? And what he was saying is like, he's like, there's a reason why you wake up and you keep trying to do this. Like, there's a reason why you're getting pulled into this. So don't let these people discourage you, because God didn't put that vision in their brain. He put it in your brain.
So
and that's why they don't understand.
Lesson. You're not going to get that taught lesson throughout whatever you're trying to do. They already shot it down. Boom. I see myself free enough to do whatever comes in my heart, man. Free enough to do whatever the fuck in my desire, to be honest with you. And within those years, man, when I mean by free, man, I'm talking about like financially free, without worrying about bills, without worrying about anything is possible. Of course, you're going to have a business and you're going to worry about that, but as far as the freedom, you ain't going to worry about shit. So mainly everything I'm doing is for freedom. So I see myself in the next 5 to 10 years making enough money to say I got freedom, maybe like $2,500 a day. You know what I'm saying? I make $2,500 a day. I'm doing it, you know, residually. I think I got freedom to go to here to there, and there's another $2,500 in another 24 hours.
I see myself in 5 or 10 years, I'm gonna keep it real, my brother. It's a nice place. You know what I'm talking about? I see myself surrounded by all my fucking friends and family that I help boss up and help become better individuals intellectually, spiritually, and physically. And we're all gonna be bosses. And I see myself sitting at one of my We All Here headquarters at a motherfucking giant-ass round table or some shit like that. You know what I'm saying? With the We All Here logo in the middle of the table. You know what I'm saying? This logo on my face, the same logo is in the middle of the table. And all my people are all around me. We're all bosses. Everybody's equal. Everybody's bosses. Everybody's eating. You know what I'm saying? Everybody's family's taken care of. And like he said, we all have freedom. You know what I mean? Which is the end goal, bro. Like he said, financial freedom.
Just freedom, dog.
Freedom, period. You know what I'm saying? Like a lot of us, like me and bro, we both been incarcerated and shit, and locked down and shit like that. So for a long time, you know what I'm saying? I'm sure he can relate to this. It's like my definition of freedom is not being in a box. You know what I'm saying? Right. Which is the manipulation that they pass on to us. It's like, that's your freedom. No, motherfucker, you don't own me. You know what I'm saying? Right. I'm a whole human being. I have a whole soul, and God loves me. You don't own me. You know, that's that devil shit. You know what I'm saying? That these motherfucking, I ain't even gonna deliberate like that.
It's
but
like,
you know
it's like that's just something I'm trying to beat, and the only way you could beat that is, you know, just like I said, just find your way of finding freedom. Build an asset that's gonna make you financially, you know, above the system or whatever, anything that's holding you back. So, music, man. You know, everybody got they based on it. You know, they entitled their own opinion when it comes to music. Me, how I see music, man, is just it's a trend for the wave. I guess it's a young crowd, generational thing now. I don't feel like it's more of that grown and, you know, sexy type of vibe anymore. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Everything is trending everything out. So if this trend lasts for this long period of time, eventually R&B will fade out. And the only people that really knows it is the people that grew up with it. So now, if you think about the kids and what music they growing up with, it'll determine, you know, what they gonna be in the future, to be real with you. Like, all this violence, all this crazy shit. I just feel like music is just a tool to hypnotize people to do the craziest shit ever.
Yeah.
Subconsciously without them knowing. You know, it's just like a spiritual, the inside of you, the feeling, the vibration.
Yeah.
You know, the internal. You know, that's what I meant to say was the internal. They know ways to hit the mind and get you and trigger you internal. So a lot of people be more aggressive and all this, the feminine mans and having these dudes, you know, all this dude, you know, polishing their nails and stuff like that. That comes from that, you know what I'm saying? So that's how I feel about music, man. Music is just in a state where it belongs to the kids.
Yeah. I have mixed feelings about it. It's just, I like the direction and the evolution of hip hop and where it's at now. Like, music is so fun, but in the same breath, though, it's like, it's also very spiritual. So like, when you put your energy into it, and you're, like you said, the internal frequency, that's what it really is. You know what I'm saying? We all have a frequency and a vibration. And you know what I'm saying? When you're doing music, you're projecting that frequency through the microphone and just catching it. So then, if you're talking, you know what I'm saying? And I'm not discrediting anybody because I've said some shit in my music, but I'm just talking about my past. So, now I got a different outlook too. I don't really want to make music like that because now I understand how influential it is, and I don't want kids to do the same shit I did. I'm just talking about it because it happened to me, or I did it, or it happened right in front of me, and that shit's on my brain sometimes. And when I'm in the booth, I'm just freestyling and just coming up with shit. So whatever's on my brain comes out, and certain beats make me think of certain situations that I've been through, and then that shit comes out, and that's what I'm talking about. So I understand that's why there are these artists out there that are saying this crazy ass shit and this gory ass shit. Some of them are not trying to promote kids are doing. They're just doing the same shit I'm doing. But it just so happens that, like, it doesn't matter what our intentions are with it, because the end result is these kids are hearing us talking about it. We're saying it in a way that sounds cool. You know what I'm saying? So these kids are thinking that it's cool. You know what I mean? So they're liable to go intentionally make the same mistakes that you didn't make them intentionally, it just happened. But now because you made this music and kids are listening to it and influenced by it, now they might go make that same mistake that you made on purpose.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And
Just
that's the fucked up part.
Just to fit in. I just feel like even as a musician, everything's default that way. So no matter how much you do music, you still have to do it that way because that's the default that's going to make everybody be able to hear it.
Mm-hmm.
That's how you're going to get radio plays. That's how you're going to get spins, you know. You got to spit the music that's at default.
Okay, exactly like that. Like, okay, so check this out. If I wanted to right now, bro, I could stop everything I'm doing. I could take all my music off the internet, and I could start over. I could change my name, shave my hair, and come out as a Christian rapper tomorrow, and never say a cuss word or nothing again. Now I'll just speak positivity, and that's it. You know what I'm saying? I would never sell a CD. You know what I'm saying? Like, unless they were like real Bible thumpers, and they were like, I don't really like it, but I support this Christian man or whatever they think it is. You know what I'm saying? Like, nah, bro, that's like not it. That's the sad part about it is you actually, if you want to get into this shit and you want to be successful, you got to make shit that people want to hear.
Yeah.
And
you got to do whatever that's default for people to hear.
Yeah. People don't want to hear how good, you know what I'm saying? They don't want to hear how you're just, you know what I'm saying, doing positive shit. It's not entertaining to them. It's just like, okay, because half of them that's their regular life. They're positive people, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
So if you're trying to project that shit, it's not even appealing to them. They're appealing. What's appealing to them is the complete back shit opposite of what their life is. You know what I'm saying? Like, oh my God, I'm so intrigued by it. Like, it's crazy. You know what I'm saying? Like, I would never know what to do in that situation. Oh my God, you feel me? That's why they get obsessed with this shit. Music is crazy, but music is my life though too. So. Trash. I've never liked social media.
I just feel like, all right, so I just want to speak on that meta verification shit.
Oh my God.
You get what I'm saying?
Insane.
I wanted to speak on that. To be honest with you, I feel like it's a good thing. And then again, it's a bad thing. But then again, I feel like it's not going to last long. That shit is only set to grab the majority of people, keep them at a number, and close out like it's going to stop. So anybody that didn't make the train going to have to wait another round.
Uh-huh.
You get what I'm saying? So the whole verification thing, you know, I see a lot of posts where people be like, hey, man, this lady was selling, what she was selling?
She was selling hair products.
Hair products, and she started selling plate, and then she got verified.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And she ain't even got 1,000 followers.
Right.
You get what I'm saying? I just feel like, shit, she
Look.
probably hit, I feel like it go with the algorithm of Reels. If you hit over 10K, I feel like it give you the eligibility to get verified for the $15 a month.
See, the crazy thing is about it is that that just shows you how fucked up social media is. That's how fucked up this shit is, bro. That's how fucked up people are in their brains now. These fucking people want to work at fucking Walmart and they want a fucking blue check on their goddamn shit, so they think you think they're famous and you think they're famous, and everybody they show their fucking Instagram like, look, I'm fucking famous. Don't you talk to me like that. You work at fucking Walmart. Go back to fucking Walmart, bro. And stop that shit. Y'all need to stop that shit and be real with yourselves, bro. Come on, man. Be real with yourself, bro. That's the only way you're gonna be better. That's why a lot of you people ain't in a fucking better position. You're in the same position you were 5 years ago. Guess what? 7 years ago, I looked myself in the mirror and said, you are a fuck up. You are not who you think you are. You need to fucking change. Or else. You know what I'm saying? Right. I told myself that. And then I made changes, slowly but surely. And the changes, you make one change, you can't change overnight. You gotta change one thing about yourself. And that might take you a month or two.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Of working on that, you change that. Now you get to the next thing to work on. You know what I'm saying? And that's why people don't change because they're like, oh, it's too much hard work. I can't change. This is how I am. Like, no, bro, change a little thing about yourself. Stop doing one bad thing and alternate that to a positive thing and just work on that. And eventually, you know what I'm saying, after 2 or 3, maybe 4 or 5 years, you're a completely different person. You know what I mean? And another big key to this shit too is, man, who you surround yourself with, bro. Like, you know what I mean? That's like that's the most important part I learned too, which is what goes back to the teamwork thing though is that like, you know, the people you surround yourself with, this dictates who you are. You know what I mean? Like, if you hang out with 7 broke motherfuckers, you're gonna be the 8th one. But if you hang out with 8 millionaires and they let you hang out with them, you know what I'm saying? Which can happen. I've been there. I've been there. I was homeless and didn't have $1 in money. I didn't even have a fucking cell phone. I'm in a room with millionaires just because they like me. You know what I'm saying? I'm in this learning shit. You feel me? And that's how you do. You sometimes like
No,
see.
I
Sometimes
feel
you
like
gotta
your
shut up.
personality was rich. That's why.
Oh yeah, I carry myself.
Your personality was rich, so it attracted what your personality.
Hell yeah. But it's just like, sometimes I had to learn that too, because, what I'm saying, I like to talk, especially after I got knowledge, what I'm saying? The more you learn, the more you want to talk about it, you want to teach, you want other people to be on your same level, so.
Absolutely.
So now I talk a lot, you know what I'm saying? But back then, I would just be quiet, because I didn't know what the fuck they was talking about, you know what I'm saying? I would sound stupid, these motherfuckers talking about closing a deal on a four-door complex, you know what I'm saying? And they talking about the ROI that they're gonna get from this shit, and you know what I'm saying? Oh, I ain't even spending $1, I'm using OPM. You know what I'm saying? And I'm sitting here learning all this shit. I'm like, okay, you know what I'm saying? So I ask questions. What's ROI? ROI is the return of investment. Okay, and what's OPM? Other people's money. So I'm like, so you're gonna get a return of investment with other people's money? That's the game, my boy. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, oh, okay. But you gotta have leverage to do that. Which, you know what I'm saying, it takes dough to make bread. So you know what I'm saying? It's just all about picking the proper steps.
They letting their money work for them.
Exactly.
Just
you know
like,
what I'm saying? No, it gets to the point, bro, when you get your credit right and the leverage right, that you don't even have to use your money no more. You're using it's the OPM. You're using other people's money.
Right.
And you're moving their money around now. So your money's still
like
sitting over here
Travis
safe.
said.
You feel me?
Right.
And that's what these rich people do. And that's what people don't understand. You know what I mean? Like, that's like I can't remember his name, bro. I like watching his videos, though. He's the Asian guy. He's like the dark-skinned Asian guy with the glasses. He be talking shit, you know what I'm saying? He be like hella straightforward, right? And he's like, what did he say? He said, I don't spend any money. He's like, I use credit cards.
Right.
He's like, I haven't spent anything without my credit card in like 15 years, some shit like that. And he was just explaining that, like, that's how millionaires get richer. Is like, they build the credit. You know what I'm saying? If you spending cash everywhere, there's no proof of what you're doing. Right. So like when you go to get a loan or you go to do something with the bank or do anything, they're just gonna look at you like you're crazy because you know what I'm saying? Yeah. You don't have proof of this income.
Your credit not up to par.
Yeah, especially like even like your how you started as a cash business. You know what I mean? If you don't do it right and do it properly, you could have made fucking 100K.
I could have made 100K without even knowing.
And then, but even with that, you could have literally made it. But if you didn't have a way to prove it when you went to the bank, if you didn't have documentations and proof of that shit, they're gonna be like, well, here's what you need to do. Try again next year. If you did it this year, you can do it next year. You know what I mean? And that's exactly what they're gonna tell you.
I want the world to know about me, man. Everything I do it with my heart. I do it with passion. I don't do anything with any intentions of any return. Everything comes from the heart. So my mission and goal is I just want people to know, man, I'm just that type of person. I just try to make the best interest in causing a good impact in people's lives. You know what I mean? So I'm just one of these humble, laid-back dudes that just like to create and come with ideas. And when I do my cooking or anything that I'm doing, I put my heart and soul in it. So,
hell yeah, that's real though. I mean, with me, I guess I just would like the world to know that, like, I just take pride in being authentic and genuine and treating others the way I want to be treated. So it's like, it's like that's what I want to be remembered for. You know what I'm saying? Is like just spreading positivity, being genuine, because I really mean that shit. Like, you know, I'll give someone the shirt off my back and not want it back. You know what I mean? And it's like, that's for you, my boy. I got other shirts at the house. You know what I'm saying? And I know how to go get another shirt. Come back to that fishing thing. You feel me? So it's like, that's all I'm about, man. I just want everybody around me to be positive. You know what I'm saying? And on a higher frequency, spiritually, physically, and mentally. Just, you know what I mean? I want people to care about themselves. You know what I mean? A lot of people, like, they think they care about themselves, but if they did care about themselves, they would not be living their life the way they are. You know what I mean? And they would make the changes they need to make to just be a better person for themselves, not for another person, you know? You gotta do this shit for yourself, and that's what I do. I do this shit for myself, so that's what I want them to do.